Hey, welcome to everyone. And this is White Collar Forex, the home of professional trading in pursuit of creating profitable traders in South Africa and wherever you may be watching this video from. So, like the title says, today we'll be talking about a strategy that I personally use and how you can make 400 Rand and more using this specific strategy. So first and foremost, I just want to make it clear to you guys that I do only trade mainly supply and demand because essentially I believe that's how price moves. If you are not familiar with supply and demand, I suggest you familiarize yourself with supply and demand. It will really change your trading. So, like I said, I believe price moves based on supply and demand. That's just the building blocks of price and everyday life, if I might say. So, let me just get into the chart and actually show you guys what I mean and actually show you proof of that. Like, as you can see, my charts are just it's just this and my two MAs that I use for something specific that I'll probably discuss in another video in the future. But today we're just here to just touch on the basics and get into my strategy and how you can make 400 Rand and more per day. But like I said, let me just show you that. Let me show you how powerful supply and demand is essentially. So yeah, so this is Euro USD and I'm on the monthly. Let me just zoom out a bit and just show you guys a few things. And if you're familiar with supply and demand, you'll know that it is basically it consists of rallies, bases and drops, rally, base, rally, drop, base, drop, and yeah, job, base, rally. So those are what you can refer to as supply and demand zones. So if you're familiar with that, what I'm about to show you will be relatively easy to understand. Okay, let's just go here quickly. This is where price started making lower lows, right? And if you're a supply and demand trader, you'd realize that price bounced off a zone there. Also, you guys need to, if you're familiar with supply and demand, you'd know that zones usually have large candles coming in and out of them. So, like I said, this lower low here, this lower low here, lower high here was actually a bounce off a zone. Let me just draw that zone for you quickly. Price bounced off this zone, this large zone, right? And then to make this lower low, price bounced off this zone, right? To create the next lower high, price bounced off yet another zone. These are pretty big zones, but yeah, that's just essentially how price moves. And the next lower high was also a bounce off of this zone here, which was a drop, base, drop. So from there, price shot down till there. So like I said, guys, price moves based on supply and demand. Here also, this was a demand zone, price shot up. Here, there was a change, what I call an impulse move that changed the overall trend, which is why from here, price took out the previous lower highs and started forming the next higher low, and price shot back up again. But that I'll teach in a different video. So now let's get into the trade that I took that is currently sitting at 450 Rand with a deposit of 513 with a lot size of 0.10. I took this trade on the H4 go to the H1 quickly. I took this trade here and current price is around here, which is plus minus 30 pips. So that's another thing, guys. If you can just target plus minus 30 pips a day, that is over 400 Rand, and essentially that is how you'll be making 400 Rand every day, which is 2,000 Rand a week. So I think that's pretty decent if you're just starting off as a beginner. Now let's get into why I took that trade. Let's go to the daily for that. Right. This was a test of a supply zone on the daily chart. So the drop is from that zone. My entry was in the middle of a move, which I don't suggest, but if you know what you're doing, then it's okay, because I know where I'm supposed to exit my trade and where price is going to sort of give me issues. So I do not suggest that you you enter in the middle of a move. But for the purpose of this video, I just wanted to show you that I entered based on the supply zone on the daily time frame. Right? So let's just go into the lower time frames to basically find zones, or moves that will give you 30 pips a day, which is over 400 Rand based on my strategy. Right, let's go back to the daily. I want to show you something quickly. This whole gray zone, let me change that color quickly. Now let's go with green. So we will be working with this green zone because it is a test of that drop, base, drop zone right there. I hope you guys can see that. Let me just mark that zone properly so you guys can see. This is a drop base drop zone. Let me change the color so we don't get confused. Right, so after price tested that drop base drop zone, it went down. So I'll go back to my H1 time frame. I just want to show you guys how many trades you can get from. So we're working with the green area only, right? Don't forget that, guys. We're just looking at the green area because that's where the daily was going down, and you need to have a higher time frame bias, and we're using our daily as our high time frame bias. So I'll be just marking everywhere where there's a zone, and then we'll just count the pips and see if you can get how many 30 pip moves you can get within that time. Okay, so the first trade you get is this one here. I think I'm gonna have to use a different colored block again for this. Let's go with purple. Right. So this was a test of a zone right here. Let's just see how long it dropped. So it dropped for, let me see, it dropped for 131 pips. Wait, no, let me just like this. It dropped for roughly 655 pips before forming another zone right here. This is another zone, guys, that price tested and then dropped again. From there, that zone gave us 40. That zone gave us 40 pips. Yes, 40 pips. And then price formed another zone. Here. And it was tested. And that gave us plus minus 90 pips. So that was in a period of, let me see, from the 29th of January until the 5th of February. So from it's 29th till the 5th. So basically that's 6 days, and within that 6 days you got 90 plus 70 90 plus 70, which is 160, plus let's say 60 again. That's 220 pips. So guys, if within those 6 days you got 220 pips, 220 pips at this lot size that I used here is in dollars, that would be a 0.10 lot size at 220 pips. That's 2,200. That's $220, and $220 is over 2,000 rand, like I said. So you'd essentially be making that 2,000 rand a week, because 6 days is roughly a week, like I said. So yeah, that's just how powerful supply and demand is. And yeah, guys, don't be too hard on me. This was my first video, and yeah, I'm new to this whole thing, but I promise to get better and give you better content as time progresses. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, please like it and leave a comment below. And also don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be giving you guys some more valuable content on the different methods that I use to tackle the markets and be profitable in the foreign exchange markets. Like I said, thank you for watching. Till next time, it's White Collar Effect Professional Trading, making profitable traders one pip at a time.